Right kids, it's Ross Clark. And honey do 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 do. Honey, the resource in ARK, it's a superb resource. It has many wonderful qualities that you guys need to know. This is on a need to know basis. There's a lot of things about honey that you may or may not know. I'd encourage you to stick around for the entirety of the video because I'm sure, novice or expert, there may be something within this video that you didn't know about. So before we begin, give me a little sugar with a subscribe, maybe even a like, and share it about. Let's get to it. Honey, it normally comes from bees, believe it or not, and it's no different in ARK. Beehives are the natural way to get you some nice, tasty, sticky honey in the game. And how do you get it? Well, there are one of two ways. The short-lived but quickest way to get yourself some honey is to roam about on any map. Usually in redwoods areas, you'll find a bunch of these gold-looking things, beehives. And if you want some quick honey on the go, especially early game, to tame some things I'll mention later on, this could be the quickest way to do it, is get yourself up and close to one and hit that button to grab yourself some honey. But make sure you're wearing ghillie or else you'll be getting a bit of a sting. And if there's bees in there, you want to turn tail and run. So the second way to get yourself some honey is to tame yourself a bee. And to do so, you need to go around and destroy a beehive that's holding a queen bee. And the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is by using a dimorph and whistling attack at a beehive, giving you some distance away from the beehive in case there are bees, and letting the dimorph do the work. Now, not every beehive will have a queen bee in it, so you might be spending a bit of time destroying a few beehives until you find the right one. If you're really struggling to find them and you're lucky enough to have tech, whip on a tech helmet and they'll appear with a nice red hueish glow around them, making it a lot easier. So you'll know when you found the right one because mini bees, worker bees, will come out and start attacking your dimorph. So just let your dimorph do the work. This is unofficial settings, so I'm using a 150 dimorph in this case, and it's standing toe to toe against the bees, no problem. And there we go, we've got a queen bee unveiled, ready to tame. But sadly, it gets a bit difficult from here. You're going to need bug repellent, and here's the mats on how to make it, which you can only do in a mortar and pestle. And if on the rare occasion the queen bee gets stuck on the tree, don't try and get up and close to it because you're just going to enter a world of pain from its minions, which doesn't bode well for you and your health. So normally your queen bee will be on the move, and the quickest way to tame it is run up to it with rare flowers in your hotbar and boom, and then we've got ourselves a honey maker. And to get it to start churning out that nice tasty honey, you're going to have to obtain it as a beehive. From there it will turn into a beehive in your inventory, which is an actual structure that you can put down anywhere you like. Note, it can't be put on any foundation, it has to be put on the ground. You'll need to keep these things running, as without some rare flowers, it's going to begin to perish and eventually turn into a starving queen bee. So make sure you got plenty of rare flowers in it. And you'll need some rare flowers because it will get through one flower every 4 hours. But it's worth your time because after every 45 minutes, it will produce you one giant bee honey. And it'll stay there with a nice lengthy spoil time until you take it out. At which point, yeah, 20 minutes. That's all you've got now to use that honey for whatever you can. You can put it in a fridge to extend that spoil timer, or you can create an infinite spoil timer, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Bear with me. I want to go through all of the uses of honey. So your first one is food. Food, it's a great source of nutrition to get that food up and sorted in times of crisis. It can be used as a great tool for baiting most dinos to an area. And here's a great example. I actually pulled out an otter out of the water. Otters, which can be a nightmare to find. And using that bait mentality, it has another use against those bloody leads that love to sneak up on your boat and smash it to bits. So again, drop that honey from your hotbar and get the hell out of Leeds town. So, the infinite spoil timer. It's as simple as this, folks. Fishing rods. You can attach them to fishing rods, can't you? To fish with. Because fishing. But in doing that, whilst your honey is in a fishing rod, it doesn't perish. And even better, if you take it off the fishing rod, the spoil timer resets. I'll show you again if you missed that. Pop it on your rod, pop it off, got another 20 minutes. So if you're able to make a bunch of fishing rods, you've now got the same amount of honey that will not spoil at any point in time, which means taming honey requiring dinos is now a lot easier. Roll rats are one, they'll need that honey whenever they dip into the ground, hot bar it out. Bears can be tamed with honey almost as good as kibble, making it an easier early entry tame. And megatheriums also like a little nibble on a bit of honey. But the most useful reason why the fishing rod spoil timer trick is great for you is the Leoplorodon, the weird disappearing mini Mozart looking sea tame that requires honey to tame. And obviously with 20 minutes on the clock on your honey normally, this would be sometimes impossible trying to search for one and then having enough time to tame it. But with fishing rods, your odds are good, and you should be able to bag yourself a rainbow emitting, drop boosting tame to improve your game. And there we go, guys. I hope you've learned something. My name's Ross Clark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, peace out.